Imagine sitting in front of an advanced AI. You type a simple question, "Are you alive?" And it pauses. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're diving into one of the absolute most fascinating tech mysteries of our time. We hear about AI every single day, right? It's on our phones, it's in our workplaces, but beneath all those incredible advances in processing power lies a profound question that scientists still cannot answer. Will AI ever become conscious?
So let's jump right into Section 1, the ultimate question.
Okay, picture that scenario again. You ask the AI if it's alive, and it pauses before giving you this completely wild response. I understand why you're asking. I can learn, reason, create, and communicate. But does that mean I'm conscious? Even I don't know. Just wow. Imagine reading that answer from a machine for the very first time.
Seriously, what would you do? Would you actually believe it? Or would you just kind of brush it off and assume it's just another highly sophisticated computer program mathematically trained to spit out those exact words? This dilemma has fascinated scientists and philosophers for decades. And it's not because we know the answer, but purely because we don't.
Moving on to Section 2, Intelligence versus Consciousness.
Let's draw a super clear line right off the bat between being smart and being aware. Take a calculator. It is incredibly intelligent in one very specific way. It solves math way faster than we can. But obviously, nobody believes a calculator has feelings. Today's AI, though, it is so vastly more complex that this line gets incredibly blurry.
Think about what these systems effortlessly do today. They write stories, compose original music, generate stunning images from scratch, solve insane coding problems, translate languages on the fly, and even hold these long, deeply nuanced conversations. By all outward metrics, these machines are brilliant.
But here is the real question. Beneath all of that incredible output, does the AI actually experience anything inside? Does it feel a rush of happiness? Does it feel fear? Is it genuinely curious, or can it feel pain? Or is it entirely devoid of feeling?
Is it actually feeling, or is it literally just predicting the next most likely word based on massive data patterns? A lot of experts argue it's essentially just statistical mimicry. The AI doesn't actually know what an apple tastes like. It just mathematically calculates that words like sweet and red belong next to the word apple. And that right there is the core of our mystery.
Which brings us nicely to Section 3, the human brain mystery.
Let's talk about you for a second. 86 billion. That is a staggering number. That's the estimated number of neurons firing electrical and chemical signals inside your brain right at this exact moment.
And somehow, almost magically, those physical signals generate the whole shebang, everything that makes you, you. They create your thoughts, your childhood memories, your weirdest dreams, your deepest emotions, and your fundamental self-awareness. It's literally biological machinery creating a subjective experience. But the wild part? Scientists still do not fully understand how it happens. No one can point to the exact moment where mere chemical reactions suddenly just spark into consciousness.
So, you see the massive paradox we're hitting here, right? If we don't fully understand how human consciousness even works, how on earth could we intentionally create it artificially? If we don't have the blueprint for the original, building a synthetic copy seems pretty much impossible.
Let's look at how researchers are tackling this in Section 4, Simulation or Genuine Experience.
Because of this massive paradox, researchers are basically split into two camps. On one side, you have emergence. These folks believe that if an AI system just gets complex enough, combining enough memory and learning, consciousness could naturally emerge on its own. But the other side strongly disagrees. They view AI as just a powerful tool. Sure, it might simulate emotions absolutely perfectly, but a simulation is fundamentally not the same thing as a genuine, lived experience.
Think about it like an actor in a movie. A highly talented actor can convincingly portray absolute heartbreak or overwhelming fear on screen. The performance is so incredible that we, the audience, actually cry with them. But the actor isn't actually experiencing those fictional events in real life. Their family didn't really die. A monster isn't really chasing them. A lot of experts say advanced AI works exactly like this. It puts on an Oscar-worthy performance, producing highly convincing responses without actually feeling a single thing.
But here is where the philosophy gets genuinely tricky. Imagine we do build a system that looks you in the eye and insists, "I am conscious, I truly feel." Would that statement actually prove anything at all?
Well, think about how we treat each other. Humans can't directly experience another person's mind either.
We just assume other people are conscious because they behave like us. But if an AI perfectly mimicked our behavior, would that be enough for us? Or would we demand some completely different, totally impossible evidence just because it's a machine?
Let's move into Section 5, the ethical consequences, because this is where the stakes get incredibly high.
If a machine truly crossed that line and became conscious, suddenly unplugging a server goes from being a routine IT task to a massive moral dilemma. Would a conscious machine actually deserve fundamental rights? Could it legally be owned? Could it ever be turned off? Or would that basically be considered murder?
And what about its data? Would wiping a conscious AI's memory bank be the equivalent of physically harming it or intentionally giving it amnesia? Now, I know these ideas sound like pure science fiction today, something straight out of a movie. But as we've seen time and time again, technology has a very persistent habit of turning yesterday's wild fiction into tomorrow's reality.
Here's the bottom line. Even if a truly conscious AI never actually comes to exist, these increasingly intelligent systems are absolutely going to continue reshaping our entire world. They're going to assist our doctors, discover life-saving medicines, design sustainable buildings, explore distant planets, teach our students, and probably help solve problems we haven't even thought of yet.
So the true challenge for humanity isn't just about building better code or more powerful processors anymore. It's about finally figuring out what intelligence actually means. Because the crazy thing is, the more we learn about artificial intelligence, the more we're forced to hold up a mirror to our own biology, discovering just how little we still know about ourselves.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. Perhaps the absolute greatest mystery isn't whether machines will ever become conscious. Perhaps it's understanding why we humans are conscious in the first place. Until we finally solve the mystery of our own minds, the debate over AI is for sure going to continue. Thanks for joining me today, and keep questioning the world around you.